Hey there guys, today we're taking a look at Assassin's Creed Valhalla running on the NVIDIA RTX 2060 6GB laptop. This is a 115 watt version and this is paired with the i7-10750H. Now the system has 32 gigabytes of RAM, so RAM is not going to be a limitation throughout all of this. Currently the game is running at 1080p at high settings with adaptive resolution on, or I guess the game calls it adaptive quality, so I'm not sure if it's also reducing, the quality of models and stuff like that. But for the most part, the performance is great like this, and this is how I personally would play the game. These are the settings that I used while playing the game for the most part, because I did run the in-game benchmark at all of the settings, and we'll look at that right now. Now, one thing to note is that while running the in-game benchmark, you will see that high is really where the performance starts to become very good. Very high also has some pretty decent 1% lows, but the difference between very high and high in terms of visuals was just not really noticeable for me, and I'd rather have more FPS. The difference between high and medium is more noticeable, and I'm willing to sacrifice a bit of performance just to get the high settings, especially because as I play the game, I actually do have the adaptive quality on. It doesn't really make that big of a visual difference to me while playing, and I would rather have a more consistent performance. It's just during the benchmark I like to have it off because it can set a different variable depending on each run. So sometimes it'll like give you certain numbers, other times it'll give you different ones. So really I just keep it off for the benchmarking just because of the consistency. But after running all these benchmarks, I definitely settled on the high preset being the one that I would stick to. And I'm happy with the performance. It's very, very good. I had an absolute blast playing through this. I think it's funny that pretty much every Viking story we ever see though is pretty much just Vinland Saga, and even before Vinland Saga came out, all Viking stories kind of told the same thing. I guess at the end of the day, it's all Hamlet, but I just think it's funny that the story is just the same as every other Viking thing. But I still love it. I enjoy the Viking settings so much, and I had an absolute blast playing the game like this. These are the ideal settings for this game. I really wouldn't want to go any higher than this. The 1% lows are decent at 30. If you want more, you can drop down to medium. Honestly, the difference between high and medium isn't so substantial that I would say you're losing out on anything if you drop down to medium. I just personally, while playing the game, would rather play with a high preset. Might just be my monkey brain telling me, oh, it's better. I don't know. But overall, these are how I played the game, and I had a good time with it. So I think these are the ideal setting. But if you found this video useful, be sure to subscribe and let me know what other games you'd like to see tested on this laptop, and I'll see you guys next time.